Here's my tutorial for the Molarity Escape Room kind of stuff, which is really just these saturation graphs. A saturated solution is the one that is full of solute. It's already full. It is saturated. It is full of it. A supersaturated has more than it can normally have. Go look up a video for a supersaturated solution, and you'll see that somebody's made one where it has more than it usually can have. And then if you put in one more little crystal, it all comes solidifying back out. Polar molecules, like water, have a positive and a negative side. That's what makes them polar, like a magnet has a north and a south. That means that they like to interact with things that are also polar but also ionic, because a polar molecule has a plus end and a minus end, but an ionic substance will separate into two different. Like if we have A and B, and that is plus and minus, when it dissolves, what you'll get is an A that's plus and a B that's minus. And they just are B and minus. They are a plus and minus, and then it will be attracted to the polar molecule. Like this will attract there, and this will attract there, plus the minus, minus the plus. Miscible means mixable. I don't know why we have to have such an extra special word for that, but they mix well together. Unsaturated then means that it's not saturated. It's not full, so it can still dissolve more solute. And on this one, I know a lot of people get this wrong. Dissolving salt doesn't make ice melt. What it does is it makes the water harder to freeze. It makes it freeze at a lower temperature, and that's why some of the cities put it on the streets when the cars go along and they crush the ice, which is the snow. Then you get liquid water, and if that water is salty, maybe it'll run off into the ditch before it refreezes, because one of the things you really don't want is the cars just crushing the ice or the snow into a solid pack of ice, and then the cars just end up doing this down the road and crashing. What's the saturation point of KClO3 at 30 Celsius? So let's do 30 Celsius, and KClO3 is this one. So at 30 Celsius, it can dissolve 10 grams, but the saturation point means at what point is it full? And if we just say 10 grams, then that's not really adequate. 10 grams in how much water? And if we don't put anything there, we're saying, I don't know. 10 grams of any amount of water in the entire world, and that is ridiculous. Plus, it tells you right here in 100 grams of water. So it's 10 grams per 100 grams of water, or in, or the word per, or something like that. KCl at 50 Celsius would be there, which is about what, 42 grams per 100 grams of water? So 100 grams of water, and the max is 42. They only put 30 in there. That's fine, but then it's unsaturated because they did not fill it up with the KCl as much as they could have. CaCl2 at 10 Celsius, the max should be about 63, and they got 70 in there. Well, how did they do that? Well, they heated it up and then just let it cool very slowly and carefully. Don't bump it, kind of thing. And maybe if they did that, they got it to all stay in there. Even though the max should be 63, they got 70. Well, if they did, then it's super saturated. What's the maximum of KNO3 at 20? 20 KNO3, 20 KNO3. The max would be 30 if you use 100 grams of water, and we're not. So it's the 30 original grams answer, but you're using 50 out of the 100 grams they thought you were. If you're going to use half the water, then you're going to dissolve half the amount, and that's 15 grams max then. NaCl at 90 Celsius. That's 40 grams originally, except we're not using 100 grams. We're using 25 grams. We're using 25 out of the 100 that they thought we were. And that's 1/4, and 1/4 of 40 is 10 grams. KClO 3 at 70. At 70, KClO 3 at 70 is 30. So 30 grams, but we are using 300 of the 100 grams they thought we were, which is triple. This divided by that is 3. So if you're going to triple the water, you can dissolve triple the amount of salt. KClO 3 at 70 is 30. So 30 grams, but we are using 75 out of the 100 grams they thought we were. Now, I want to show a little mental math demonstration here. We can do this in our heads. This is 3/4. And 3/4 is 1/2 plus 1/4. So this will be equal to 1/2 of the 30, which is 15, plus, now the other thing to realize is that 1/4 is half of that. So what's there? 1/4, but 1/4 is half of that, so this is half of that, which is 7.5. And when we add them up, we get 22.5 grams is what you could dissolve.